What's up, everybody? We're Soblue Productions back here with a Final Nine cut Tuscaloosa, Alabama edition. Here in the booth with my good pal Stu Gardner. Stu, say what's up to everybody.
What's up, everybody? Excited to be here.
Nice.
Looking forward to the round.
So we're here at Bowers Park in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. What we had going on here was a fundraiser tournament for University of North Alabama Disc Golf Club. And so what we've got, we had 18 holes prior to this that kind of set the Final Nine stage that you'll see here. So that was Joseph, quote unquote, Meatball.
Meatballs.
There you go.
Crush.
Yep. Myself here. So we're playing hole one is actually, Stu can tell you a little bit about it. So we're actually playing an extension that is not the basket we're going to play. We played a safari hole.
Yep, that's hole one's regular basket.
Yeah. So Stu, tell us a little bit about, you know Bowers Park as well as anybody. With this being a safari hole, kind of what's everybody looking for on this tee shot here?
So it's a little uphill, but the street on the left makes it a little tougher. I think it.
Wow, that's a crush.
Yeah, that's a mash.
Wow.
So you saw Taylor go a little bit to the right there. You saw that's a good pull. That's the middle position on hole one. You saw the camera shot to the long basket on two. How far is this? Like 800 feet?
It's a long way.
It's
yeah,
a long way.
So the biggest thing I think is just not making a huge mistake off the tee box here. Obviously, like you said, the road's out left. OB, trying to be middle and lined up. But I think the best options here are either be dead straight or way right. I mean, if you're a little right, you got a lot of tree trouble. Obviously, a little short here on the tee, which is going to make this hole difficult. Yeah, I mean, we didn't have a distance pull on this, but it had to at least be, 8 and some change or something maybe.
Yeah,
so
it's a good pull, but you want to get some distance off the first throw.
Yeah, unfortunately, we were not going to this basket, which would have been nice. But I was kind of stuck in a tight little spot here and got really fortunate to have just a sweet little line.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, so that was, again, fortunate. So, like, basically, you'll see in a minute, hole two has a tee pad off to the right, and there's this nice little alleyway that I was fortunate enough to go down.
I mean, anytime you play safari, you don't expect to have a shot like that come out on the second shot. That was pretty incredible.
Right. Yeah, and you see the trees that these guys are dealing with. Luckily, Joseph got through a little bit there. That was weird. Looked like it kind of hit the tree limb, but got through. So fortunate for him. Yeah, but not a hole that anybody really got to practice during the round. Obviously, this was kind of a makeshift thing we did at the last minute, which was kind of cool. So really just playing off of guys' instinct and skill at this point. I mean, not anything that they got to warm up with. So Cannon obviously having the big advantage on the drive. Had a way better look at the basket and obviously been able to put himself within, jump putt range with that shot. So settle. Ooh, I think that may have just snuck through the fence line. Went a little V. So Meatball here looking to kind of make up for. Again, I think it was weird. We saw it. It kind of looked like the disc really died, but
I mean, even that's a long putt. I mean, that's a 30-foot putt. It's not an easy shot. That fence and the road will get in your head if you're not careful there. So
yeah, it's a funny little basket, dude. Back there in that corner with that, you don't think a whole lot about that fence line, but it definitely comes into play for those guys that go a little long. So that's when it comes back to. Oh no! Wow! Come on! Wow! Not quite. Don't run over it. So, came here with the rare 3-putt. Putt for 3. Sorry, let me clarify there to people. This is not his third run. Wow. Yeah. That would have been clutch.
Should have played left-handed.
yeah, I know. It's crazy. So, for those of you that don't know, Cannon's gotten pretty good at throwing both-handed. And I think, Stu, you were talking about it the other day. He's throwing over 400 feet from both sides,
right? Pretty ridiculous,
which is pretty crazy. So, and again, just a catch up on this. So, with this being a Final Nine scores reset, obviously, Meatball took. For those of you that didn't know, Meatball kind of took the first 18 holes, and he won the tournament portion. But so this Final Nine kind of being just an extended version here, wipe a clean slate. To kind of see who can just be the best of that Final Nine. So, crazy line that I hit again, and got really fortunate to shoot all the way down the gap and skip back to this point in the hole. So
Yeah, and that was a good putt. It's a good 3 chance right here.
yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
Nice shot at taking an early lead and kind of, setting the tempo for everybody. So,
I mean, especially considering your drive. I mean, what's that, like 350 to the basket you went to?
Yeah.
Considering this is too long, I mean, that's a good 3.
Yeah, it worked. It's nice because the hole's funny. You got a little downhill afterwards, but yeah, there you go. So Joseph with the par, David unfortunately going on B and taking a bogey. Cannon, picked up 4, had a good look at 3. So moving on to hole 3, which is our second hole. Pretty straight hole, not a whole lot going on. You got OB on the left side, trees on the right, basket's playing in the short middle.
Was it like 370, something like that?
Sounds about right, yeah.
It's a tough shot. I mean, even with the woods on the left, if you pull it too far right, there are a lot of trees you can hit. So you definitely got to execute here. And you can see Cannon turned it just a little bit more than you probably wanted to. Probably about, 50 feet, maybe 45?
Yeah. He'll get a look from that, which he won't be mad about. But like you said, it's easy to turn over here because you don't want to go left. You don't want to be in the thick stuff. And yeah, Meatball kind of turned on that one a little too hard. I'm going to finish outside of Cannon out to the right. So, and fun fact for the viewer, so the way we did this, we took the top 4 scores. They got to be on the card, and then we did one person did a raffle, right? And so it was nice because people donated money to the North Alabama Disc Golf Club, and Nathan actually got it just 3, won the raffle. So it's really cool opportunity for him to kind of hop on this and get filmed. So.
And I will say, shout out to David. I think he's if I remember correctly, a recent Ultimate player, kind of a converting to disc golf. He's been playing a lot of good golf lately, even after this tournament. Pretty consistent too, so it's kind of fun to see him.
Paid off. That was a great shot that he had right there. Definitely got the CTP on the group. Just a narrow miss outside left. Oh, well. Yeah. And so it actually, I thought he was just a smidge closer. I thought he got inside the tree, but maybe he got just off the backside of the tree and kicked off. So, knew it when he put it. I hate those, man. Those are the worst as soon as you release, knowing that they don't ever have a chance.
The ramp.
Yeah, and so these, I forget what exactly these baskets are. They're Mach 2s or something like that, but they have that that slanted dome on the top, and so you can definitely get a huge skip off of them. There's not like a chastity belt like the disc catchers. Yeah, thanks. So definitely the start I wanted, obviously. Actually better than the start I wanted. I would have taken a 4-2.
I was going to say 3-2 is about as good as it's going to get. Yeah. That's good.
There's big ball. Solid putter inside the circle, always. It's something you always got to worry about when Meatball's around and playing is him, if he's inside the circle, you can just about bank on it. He's going to put him in. So, nice putt from Cannon there.
Yeah.
Institutional research, like reporting.
Give it a little shout out to the job description. Should just be a couple of tap outs here. Very nice. So there you go. I'm at 3 down. Cannon only 2 strokes back. Joseph and Nathan at even, and David carrying over obviously the bogey from the first hole. So moving on to hole 4, our third hole here. Short little 244-foot par 3. Basket's going to be in a familiar short right pin position. A couple of different ways to attack the hole. Obviously, Stu, you've probably seen most of it, but usual forehand and probably a backhand straight shot, right?
Yeah, I think there are a couple options here. Those 2 trees you see right in the middle are pretty good guardian trees, especially if you're going to take the forehand route. You want to make sure you either got in front of it or behind them to get a putt.
Meatball trying to flip the putter up straight there and just didn't quite get it worked out of the hyzer into flat so it could carry on. So Gonna finish to the left. But again, left is really not that bad on this one. As long as you're down the fairway left, you're open.
Smooth.
And Nathan
like
with
that.
a beautiful shot.
Oh yeah.
Oops,
Oh, yeah.
Sweet camera work there. That's nice. Yep. Very nice shot. Well played. And that's ideally what you want for this hole. It's just something straight down the middle.
Yeah, I think you're disappointed if you don't get a 2 on this one. I mean, it's only 244 feet.
Yeah.
And like I said, you can take a backhand or a forehand and feel like you should get a 2. So
Completely agree. Great run for Meatball. Just a smidge out left.
he's got such a good soft putt too.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed, man. The round we played, it just like you said, it's a soft putt. So I mean, it floats it in there. You don't really worry about. He doesn't ever have to worry about like kickouts or spit outs off of the center pole. Kind
Or
of
a long comeback or even. It's a good putter.
Right. And I don't know that was the Soblue replay.
In this basket, is this one of the baskets that has
Some weak chains.
some weak chains where maybe 1 or 2 broke off and you replace it with some thinner chains? I don't know. I can't recall. But
It is, and it's usually on the left side, so I don't know that my putt would have stuck regardless. But it's cool to watch the replay and it be like in the basket and come out. So great 2 there. Made easy work of the hole, as we all should, but we all didn't. So Meatball with the bag on par putt. And the first
Meatball call.
the first official
The
let's
slogan.
go. Definitely a Birmingham disc golf 900 plus rated club thing. I would think that's a thing y'all do there. So score's not really changing a whole lot. Nathan did pick up the birdie, Cannon as well. So Cannon getting within 1 of where I'm at. Cool. Brings us to hole 5, 323-foot par 3. I would say one of the more maybe challenging tee shots that you're going to see on this final 9, as far as just the tee shot in general, getting through this guarded gate. I think the hole is actually nicknamed Mordor because of the gate that it has, and you see a multitude of trees there that you've got to avoid and get around. Oh wow, and that started on a great line.
Yeah, and I'll say, as you see Nathan kind of bail out left there, it's much further to the right. But I know Cannon's had some issues at this point with his elbow, with forehands that have kind of entered his usual ability to throw in forehands pretty well. He's traditionally a pretty good forehand player, but maybe that'll be a sign to see what we can see him do with his left-handed backhand.
Sure. Just shows a lot of athleticism. Somebody can take that and figure out a way to get over it by throwing opposite hand. Pretty great.
No. Yes. No, he didn't. No, I was about to say he did.
And it's funny because when we played the round, Meatball threw almost the exact same line. He pulled his putter over, and it snuck through everything and parked the basket. So I thought he was going to pull it off again there, and unfortunately, kicked the tree and kicked hard left. So
Yeah, Bowers just got some teeth.
Oh, yeah.
oh baby,
Showed her teeth today.
great shot, very nice.
Good play,
Yeah, and Cannon was stymied in some trees over there and was looking at a couple of different aggressive lines, but made the smart choice, I think, to just kind of pitch back up into the fairway.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta, take your medicine. Smart of him.
Agreed.
Good shot there.
Sweet run, yeah. Man, I love watching people just throw putters on straight lines. Probably one of my favorite things to watch in disc golf.
We're not throwing in a field here. There are plenty of trees you can hit.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice layup there. So this basket being on a slight decline afterwards, and you see a couple of trees there behind the basket. Really easy to run past this basket, get stuck behind a tree, and not have a putt.
Yeah, tough putt. Yeah.
So real smart layup. Just slide into the leaves and leave it short.
The four safe from where you were though.
Yeah, that's and as you just heard Brad kind of on the camera, solid 4 save from Kenny where's that. Could have easily turned that into a big number that would have kind of ruined his chances of his final nine.
Play
So,
smart.
I really hope you get that on the board. I think you said you were 2 more Cannon was.
Cannon's so
so there you go, Cannon dropping a stroke, giving me a 2-stroke cushion again.
David with the solo bird.
Yeah, getting back to even par. So everybody's still grouped in pretty tight. Moving into this 5th hole of ours, which is hole 6 at Bowers, 270 feet. Fairly straight with a little left to right, but kind of a quirky green that you've got to kind of finagle around, as I like to say. So definitely a few different ways to approach this hole. And that is a beautiful smooth backhand. Slide down a little to the right, but that should leave him a putt for sure.
I mean, just like any tight wooded course, there's only so much you can do and hope that it works out to have a putt. This is a good example of that kind of hole. You throw a good shot and you just hope that you're not stuck in an awkward position and have a good putt.
Yeah, for sure. The skinny.
A little inside, I think, from where you wanted.
It's 2 in a row, and he's kind of just.
Same putter, too, I think.
I think so.
In front of that camera, dude.
Well, and you think about, I know not everybody's like this, but myself, I'm really bad about if I throw a shot one way, I try to overcompensate. And we look back at hole 4, he didn't quite get the disc up to flat, and it belt out left. And so the last 2 shots, I think he's really tried to overcompensate and make sure he didn't do that, and he's pulled them out right. So,
Yeah, it's hard not to do.
settle. Oh no. Jinx.
It's a big putt. Getting a good putter, too.
Dang.
Good putt.
Great comeback, yeah. And at this point, you got to think he's 3 back and you get a roll away like that. They can really start to mess with you, but really nice concentration to focus there and stay within 3.
See, a good example. Little awkward putt. It's a good drive. What are you, like 30 feet maybe?
Yeah, just
25?
outside the circle. But yeah, real awkward. Got to go around this tree. You got to throw kind of a float up hyzer putt. And I don't know how you missed that left, which is silly, but I did it. So, but like you said, just got to hope that you get some type of angle at the basket, and I didn't really have one to work with. So. Very nice putt. That's solid. Great 2.
Yeah. What to get? Yeah, he'll want that one back.
Yeah, no, not a typical
Maybe
miss
rushed it a little bit.
from Cannon there. Just inside of 20.
David will take his time here.
I think you're kind of going to see that putt on display that you were talking about earlier. This nice, soft, cushiony putt here. Yeah, you're right. And you just like it's nice to have a putt like that because again, you don't have to worry about kicking off the pole. You don't have to worry about missing big. If he does miss, he's right around the basket. So Nathan coming on strong. A couple of birdies as of late. Shout out to Soblue with my putter there. But moving on to our 6th hole, hole 7, 251 foot par 3. Gonna want to work this disc left to right. A couple different options here. You got a gap to the left that people will play as a forehand or some crazy turnover, and a really skinny gap to the right. That's super rewarding if you hit it, but very risky to go after it. So.
Yeah, and I think the locals would remember a certain tree that is no longer there that made that right gap, well, both gaps really, a little harder. I take the forehand gap on this one and try to play the skip up the hill, but it's really just kind of pick your poison, and that's a good shot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 20 feet? That's great.
Yeah. So you can see a lot of the logs there. We used to have a tree called YY, as Stu referred to it. Definitely changed. the tee shot on this hole a little bit, but the hole I think is still stayed pretty tough just because the amount of trees around the basket and the gapways are still fairly small.
I mean, knowing Bowers pretty well, having lived in Tuscaloosa for a while, this is not one that I three and walk away thinking, I should have gotten that too, no matter what. That's just a pretty tough hole.
Agree. I would agree. Cannon hitting an early tree. Gonna need to have a real quality upshot here.
No, I didn't.
And that's solid. Very nice.
He was like, we see that.
Think you're going to get a long putt.
Yeah, and he's deadly from this range. He can do it, no doubt. He should be all over this to at least give it a chance.
Whew, yeah, not a bad run.
Just short.
What does Nathan putt with? I'm not sure, but
No, he's got it. I don't know.
1,000 putter for sure.
And David has the common miss if you go down this right route, ending up early right, as a couple other guys were. So chance for me to capitalize here if I can get settled in with this putt. Definitely would be a big stroke with only a couple holes left to push myself away from the field.
Oh, I chucked it. Chucked it.
And as I said there, I chucked it. Yep. Just rushed it.
Yeah.
Rushed the motion a little bit. Got a little
Did
too
you finish
quick.
it?
Nope. Frustrating for
It
sure.
happens.
Putt, mate. It's a good putt.
Yeah, so only keeping a one stroke lead over Nathan. And again, Cannon and David in striking distance, and Joseph. I mean, we're still got 3 holes left. So
Yeah, I mean, non-tricky.
Could happen.
You're about to see after this hole. There's a tough shot. This one's a little shorter, but there's plenty of tricky shots left.
Oh wow. Yeah, so working on the left pin here, real small gap to the left. You might see some people go wide right and work something kind of funny in, but really, if you can throw it, oh no. Yeah, a straight shot is what I was gonna say. Right down the gap is ideal, but I found this nice little tomahawk route the other day, and it's worked pretty well. So.
Yeah, I saw you do that during the tournament. That's the first time I've ever seen you do that. I think it's interesting. Having played this course for years, most people started off going up the center just to the right of that down tree you see. And I think slowly people have transitioned and throwing any route or even that tomahawk you threw in the left gap. Seems to be the popular route. Like that. That's perfect.
Carcajouia.
And that's Meatball. He's still got a positive attitude. Not playing as well as he'd like to, but
You thought we were going to ready? Yeah.
Everybody's having a good time though. That's what's fun about this, man. This whole tournament was, don't get me wrong, we were all, playing for pride and playing for some money, but just, super laid back. Everybody's there. Glad we were raising some money for a good cause, a good team, and
Come on, keep going.
keep going.
just enjoying our time out there. The weather was pretty good for the day, which was
Yeah,
really nice.
absolutely. It was amazing.
This time of year in Alabama, we struggle to have good weather on weekends, it seems like. So it was nice to have a good break in the weather.
Good bid.
Solid bid there.
Yeah, it's a long putt. Get up.
Ooh.
It's like
I missed. Just a little wide right.
It was a little wide right, yeah. Okay, look at this one.
Great tee shot from Cannon here. Cannon staying within striking range.
Yeah.
Put the
Two holes
pressure.
left, and like I said, not easy. Going uphill, plenty of trees. You guys will see in a second.
There you go, Meatball.
Looks for a good match.
Huh?
I was looking for your bid.
Oh yeah.
It's hidden by the bottom of the basket. That was all.
Yeah, don't hit your head when you pick it up.
Look at the gentleman waiting for everybody to putt out before he putts out.
It's a great shot.
Yeah.
So 400 for me. Cannon taking the par. Or no, sorry, the birdie to stay within 2. So, and here, the hole you're talking about, hole 9, our 8th hole, 268 feet, plays more probably like 300 uphill. Oh, well. Off to the right, you're going to see guys either throw kind of a hyzer forehand or turn over backhand. Something with a little glide to make it up the hill and just settle in nice and easy. So, doors open. I hit a tree early.
Get up in the air.
I'm just not quite getting the air he needed.
Almost.
That part of my golf club's always.
Ooh, come on.
That's a fantastic shot.
Yeah,
That part of
much
my golf
better.
club's always cracks me up.
As Meatball would say, Parka Julia.
MTV showing people over here.
And David looking good forehand, and that looks to be really nice too.
Yeah, I mean that's a good example of what I was talking about. He's got a good, mixed game, backhand, forehand.
Oh yeah.
Come out of the middle. Just a little too much, but not bad. Yeah, not bad.
Hold.
No.
Let's go!
Buckets.
Don't take my trademark.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
That was big, man, because I knew Cannon was parked. You know,
Yeah.
and only two back of me, and a lot of these guys are making ground.
And that
so
wasn't even a putt. That was a throw putt. You know,
Yeah.
that's something you don't count on. That was a great shot.
feel good to make that.
There he is. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, good stuff, man. Like I said, just everybody's out there having a good time.
Having a good time for sure.
Great putt from Meatball.
Here.
He did have a putt. I'm not sure what obstruction he had, but take a look.
Yeah, it looked like he had to go a little high there to get over maybe some twigs or something.
Wow,
Boom.
a lot of good putts.
Boom.
Man.
And stay within striking distance.
Yeah.
You never know. We're going to get to hole 10 in a minute. You're going to see there's definitely some numbers to be had on 10. So, Cannon staying right there and staying in it. David, that nice, soft finesse putt that you were talking about earlier. So, little hat tip there.
And then, is Brad putting?
I don't know what Brad's doing. Brad's just
He's
trying to
having a good time.
Brad's making an appearance on camera. Hey, Brad. Good to see you. So, hole 10, our final hole, our ninth hole, 312 feet. It's par 3. Going to work right to left here.
Get around that one tree.
Ooh.
God dang.
As you can see, plenty of garden trees,
Yeah.
just like Bowers.
Yeah, and it's on a funky kind of ledge, and then there's a ditch behind it, and then a hard drop off down the hill. So it's a really tough hole because you want to really leave it short and let the hill slide it into the basket. Real easy to go along here or to throw. As you see, Meatball here, kind of just throw too straight if something turns over. So
Yeah, I mean, you got the downhill action, you got the right to left with the hill slope. There's a lot to consider here.
ooh,
Is that in the tree? Look at that. Cannon with the cannon.
that's awesome. That was going to be
Missile.
way long.
Wow.
It was stuck in the tree. That's awesome. So big break there for Cannon. You got to
Yeah.
give him a birdie look. I'm down in the hole. So
Scramble.
yeah, absolutely.
That's maybe a little early.
Yeah, but if that sits down, yeah, got the skip that you worry about when you get up to the basket, but at least he's looking. So gonna have an outside the circle putt, and there's a good line there. Oh wow! Oh wow! Jeez, he got a hard kick back down the hill.
Yeah, that wasn't very fair.
Yeah, so I had a really quirky shot here. I couldn't go low.
Oh, you're going upper hand.
Yeah, I kind of had to
Not a
flex
traditional
something
shot
up.
for you.
No, and it was a really tight gap that I had to hit, and obviously I did not hit it. So the door's open. If Cannon can make a putt, ooh, oh wow,
Good run, just a little long.
good run. Yeah, and luckily you have that gully down there behind it to catch the disc, so it doesn't roll too far. But I kind of had some options there, and I just chose to lay up, put the pressure on Cannon, and make him make a putt for the
Good
tie.
decision.
So,
I mean, you said there's a gully down there, but if you go too far, you got a 25-foot putt, maybe
Yeah.
uphill. I mean, that's not what you want. So,
no, because then if I miss that and I make a 5, Cannon can lay up and win. You know what I mean? So I put the pressure on him. He's got to make this putt to tie. See if Meatball can finish out strong here. Well, at least it's settled. I've seen many rollaways off of this basket back down into this gully. So Cannon with comebacker for a par. Oh wow, just a little high left. But yeah, played a really good 8 holes, and unfortunately not the finish he wanted, but played a great tournament in general.
Yeah, good player.
I think finished in third place if I remember correctly. So Meatball gonna finish here and end up taking it myself with a 4 down. So Meatball got the best of me in the regular round, but I took the final 9. But yeah, we were all having a good time, man. What really
good
mattered.
competition, a lot of fun, some good shots there.
Thanks for joining us, Stu. Thanks everybody. Again, appreciate y'all watching. If you haven't, subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. Give a shout out to Andy Burns, Jonathan Moody for camera work as always. Appreciate you guys. Let me run this. Peace.